I went from making beats in the studio thinking I was going to be the next big producer to becoming a security engineer. If you would have told me 5 years ago I would be in the cybersecurity field or even IT field, I probably would have laughed in your face, to be honest with you, because if y'all go look at some of my old videos, that's all I did was make beats. My whole life, I played music, went to Berklee College of Music on the full ride, and between my last semester, which was COVID, and whole quarantine, something just clicked in me. Like, I've realized that music wasn't gonna be a career that would be sustainable and consistent. And I wanted something that was going to give me growth. I wanted something that was going to allow me to have a stable income, a consistent income. And music, if you're not really familiar with how the music industry works, it really isn't like that. It's really a lot of grind. It's a lot of long nights, sleepless nights, and especially if you're trying to make it in the field. Like, depending on what you do, whether you're a producer, a songwriter, you could make 100 beats, write 100 songs, and if nobody picks it up, if it's getting pushed out but nobody wants it, you're not getting paid for any of that. So it's just like you are working off a passion and dream. And not to say nothing is wrong with that, but I honestly just got frustrated and overwhelmed. And not to say I gave up on my dream, but I just wanted bigger. I wanted better. I wanted longevity in a career that would give me longevity. So back in 2020, I graduated from Berklee, and I didn't really know what I was going to do. Everything was shut down, and I needed some form of income. I can't just stay inside in my mama's house. So I got me a job at UPS, did that for about a year and a half. Probably at my 1 year mark, I'm like, okay, I got to do something. So I Googled IT roles, cybersecurity, even though I didn't know what cybersecurity was at the time. I just looked up IT roles, and I think the best thing at that time for me, because I didn't know what I wanted to do, was to go back to school. And I looked up master's programs in IT. Well, WGU popped up. So I went on a limb of their degrees that they offer, and I saw cybersecurity. And for me, all I knew about cybersecurity was what I saw in movies. I didn't know the real deal. I didn't know what it really was like to be in cybersecurity. So I did my research for about a week or two, and then I signed up for the master's program. Got in, and it took me about a year and a half to finish that program. I finished in October of 2023. Now, during my master's program, probably about my first 6 months, I wasn't even in the IT role. I had no real true IT experience outside of working a work-study job at Berklee in the studio, which was like their help desk per se. So during this time, before I even started the master's program, I got my Google IT professional certification from Coursera, just so I could have an understanding, an IT fundamental understanding of what I was doing, what I was trying to get into, what I was getting myself into. And because I just need to have some form of understanding of a computer outside of what I knew. I was always good at technology. I'm like the in-house family IT person, but like outside of just things that I picked up over time, I really didn't know basic fundamentals like I should have. So after doing that, I put in for a job at the company I'm still at for an IT help desk support role, and went to the first round of interview, and they asked me about like a DNS, what was a DNS, or how does DNS work, or something like that. And I couldn't answer it. I honestly couldn't answer it. I tried to like find an answer, to give an answer, but I wasn't confident in my answer. And after that first round of interview, that honestly humbled me. Like, okay, you need to go in and you need to grind something over, learn what you need to learn to get in. So ironically enough, I'm going in after the interview to try to find the answers to the questions that I didn't know in that interview. And after doing that, I basically just went on another grind limb of studying. And about a month later, that same recruiter reached out to me and was like, hey, They're looking for another person on the help desk team. Are you still interested in the job? I'm like, yeah. So after that, I then went to the second round, which was with one of the supervisors. Passed that round because at this time I'm a little more educated, a little more knowledgeable, and I'm so dedicated, y'all. I'm in the UPS truck on my interview. I brought changed clothes to sit on Zoom, hop on the Zoom in the truck with a whole dress outfit on. Like I was serious, and passed that second round, and then I got to the third round with the VP of IT support, and he basically solidified it for me. So that was in, I believe, March of 2022. Yeah, 22. It was 2022, and from there, once I got my foot in the door from an IT perspective, I was all in. And this is one of the things that I try to tell people, like, if you're trying to get into cybersecurity, especially if you have no experience, sometimes you have to go through the rounds. Sometimes it's just about getting your foot in the door through IT support or through system administrator role, or even as a intern. Just getting your foot in the door while you're still learning the basics, learning the fundamentals. Having a help desk role is important, in my opinion, just because it'll give you that fundamental knowledge of IT systems while you're still trying to learn whatever else you learn, and you can grasp that information, gain those basics, gain that hands-on experience from an IT fundamental perspective. So when you're ready to get that hands-on knowledge in whatever the case of cybersecurity is, you already have that surface level. So going in, it was just like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know if this is for me. Am I really changing a whole career? Am I really giving up on my dreams? Am I really giving up on my passion for IT because I want something to give me longevity? So my first 2-3 weeks of training in IT support, I probably feel like was the most stressful I've ever been, just because it was imposter syndrome to a extreme. I felt like this was like my first IT job, my first help desk job, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But I'm someone that picks up things quickly. I learn things quickly. So to be able to get trained up for the first 3 weeks, by week 4, I was ready to go. And probably by after my first 90 days, I was pretty much solid to the point where they were trying to make me a senior IT support analyst. And that just goes to show you, like, you can literally go from 0 to 100 if you just put the work in. And I say this humbly because I'm not one to gloat at all. I feel like that's one of the things I love about myself is I am humble, and humility is everything for me. So I think just the ability to see that I could do that, the ability to see that I could, if I just put the work in, put the time in, I could be to a point where I wanted to be. So during this time, if you know, IT support is very, very redundant. So probably around my 8-9 month in IT support, I reached out to my supervisor. Real cool dude at the time. He was my supervisor. Real cool dude. Shout out to Michael. I was like, hey, look, in my one-on-one, I'm like, look, I'm getting my degree in cybersecurity. Is there any way I could shadow with the cybersecurity team to kind of get a grasp of what to do, get some hands-on experience from a real-world perspective? Because I was chatting with some of the guys on the team at the time, but it wasn't like anything like, hey, can you show me how you do that? Because, least the privileged need to know, they can only say and talk about so much. But I reached out to my supervisor. I'm like, look, man, this is what I want to do. These are my goals. I want growth. I'm stagnant. Is there any way we can make this happen? He's like, I see what I could do. 2 weeks later, I started shadowing the security team. So every week for 3 hours a day on a Friday, I would shadow the security engineer. And I did that for about 4 or 5 months. And during this time span, I'm still getting my degree. And after I got literally the Friday I graduated, Monday they were calling me like, hey, we want to offer you the job. We would love to have you on the team just from your shadow work. We would love to have someone on your team. You're already acclimated to our processes and what we do. We would love to have you. So I honestly pivoted up through the change from no experience to getting into cybersecurity within a year and a half. So that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's timeline is different. I chose to, because I had no experience, I had to go through the help desk side and work my way through the change. So if you're someone that's in the midst of trying to change careers to cybersecurity, or you're trying to break into cybersecurity and you're just not landing a job, my best advice to you is to look at those lower level positions for the time being and use it as a lateral way to move up. IT support, system administrator, those roles that'll still give you the IT experience while you're still learning and still on the grind of trying to gain your skills in cybersecurity. And you just never know. There can be a role that opens up at that job while you're in IT support, and it could kind of be like a similar situation where you're in school, you're learning, you got skills, and then you're on the help desk. You communicate with your peers and your supervisors like, hey, this is what I'm interested in. This is my goal. This is what I want to do. And a role may open up, an internship may open up, and now you're walking into the door of cybersecurity just by moving up laterally. So I say that to say, man, like, if y'all have a dream, if y'all have a passion that y'all are on the edge of like giving up, if it's something that you love and you're passionate about, I feel like you'll always find your way back to it. And if you want something that's just more pleasing, more consistent, gives you more longevity, cybersecurity is so broad and diverse. There's so much you could do in this field. So I'm speaking for the people that's kind of on edge and don't really know what they want to do next or where they want to go. It's just something that I highly recommend. So that's my story. That's my journey. And I want to keep bringing y'all along with my journey. So if y'all are new here, my name is Ari. I probably should have did this in the beginning. My name is Ari, and I make videos on cybersecurity, and I'm just documenting my journey along the way. If y'all enjoy my story, if y'all have a similar story, make sure y'all share it in the comment section below. And I'll see y'all at the next one. Peace.